Hey guys, welcome to Agari and me, with me being Agari and you guys being the me part, because you guys are following me along in this journey of my life. Anyways, so today's video is actually an interesting one that I kind of owed myself and you guys, because I said I would put this video out and I hadn't. So this is going to be what to expect on your first OB visit. So I actually went in when I was 10 weeks pregnant, I believe, and if not, I actually correct myself. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of let you guys know what I did to prepare myself, as well as what I didn't know and I would have considered if I would have known. Anyways, so let's go ahead and continue on with this video. So the first thing that actually happens when you go in, of course I went in a little bit early just because I knew I would have to fill out a bit of paperwork and because I had to get my insurance verified. So I went in a little bit earlier than my actual appointment and just sat there, filled everything out. Once I got called in, they took your blood, well, they took my blood pressure, not your blood pressure, but they took my blood pressure to say everything's normal, whatever. After that, they go ahead and they weighed me. After they weighed me, they give me a little cup and they go ahead and tell me to give them a urine sample. And this is actually what I do every single time I go in with my OB, which is every 3 weeks. The only thing that didn't happen for this first one was that after my urine sample, I did go inside into their little room that they had assigned me, and it was actually me and my husband. So I went ahead and just waited. The doctor went ahead and came in and he actually just asked me a couple questions and he was like, are you feeling okay? What are your symptoms? Stuff like that. And he said, okay, good. So he gave me like this thing. He's like, go ahead and put on this robe, just undress from your waist down, and then I'll be right back in. Okay guys, so this is actually what they ended up giving me, and I was actually shook. I was like, what is this? How does the robe? What do you mean? How to put this on? This ain't got no sleeves on. Anyways, after, like I said, they gave me this robe, and the thing with that is that for me, I'm not very small, I'm not petite, but I'm not very big either, and my main concern was if I'm sitting down on this medical table, how is it supposed to wrap around my body and cover my behind? Because they're gonna open a door, and what if someone sees my behind through my rope? You get what I'm saying? So literally it barely covered all the way around my waist, and as you guys can tell, I'm actually bigger now. I'm 5 months pregnant, but it was like barely enough to cover around. And so with that, I was so concerned because of the fact that you're not wearing anything from your waist down. So I went ahead and just waited there and, you know, sitting patiently. He did come in. Everything was really quick. It's very quick, very efficient, very straight to the point, and I really appreciate that because I don't need you making it longer than it's supposed to be. You get me? There they actually did have like a little room where your little visitor or the person you came with, they can sit inside a chair and they can have like a little curtain going on. So I had like half of the curtain closed, and then while the doctor came in, and all he really did was just perform a culture, which is getting, I suppose, like bacteria or anything. I'm going to put a definition right there what culture is, and then they're basically looking at to see if there are any abnormalities in your pap, which is like your pap smear, like you understand what it is. If not, here we go. So since they are going to be taking a culture, here's something that I would actually recommend and that I actually did and do. I shower. So I showered the day before because I don't want to be coming in and being like, oh my gosh, I showered just because, you know, I'm musty unless I come into the doctor. So I showered literally the day before. I make sure to shave. I make sure that I am as hygienic as possible. And literally I'm like, even my socks, I'm like, make sure I don't get those socks and make my feet sweat, and that I am wearing shoes where I need socks because I don't like people touching or looking at my feet. And so if you guys have any of those insecurities like me, these are probably some things that you want to follow along with. And after that, I did heartbeat. So that was the first time ever I heard the heartbeat. And it was actually pretty interesting because I feel like I'm not very emotional. So I was just like, oh, where is it? And he's like, there it is. And I'm like, really? Oh, cool. And he's just like, that's your first heartbeat. There's a baby and it's healthy and it has a heart, it has a strong heart. And I was like, thank you. And I feel like that's my reaction every time I go in, because he's always like, there we go, and the heartbeat is strong, have the baby. And I'm just like, thank you. And I feel like I'm pretty sure there's a lot of different people that would cry on their first heartbeat and would have a little bit more emotion. I just don't know. That's just not me. I feel like I like to feel everything and just, you know, focus on my feelings instead of focus on showing my feelings. I don't know, something like that. It has to be something. And since they do actually do the first heartbeat, make sure you're ready and that you ask the doctor if you're able to record it, because I actually didn't. So my first heartbeat wasn't my first heartbeat, it was actually the second visit. I was like, he was doing the little heartbeat and I was just like, wait, can I record it? And he was like, sure, go ahead. And I was like stumbling through, not even being able to turn on my camera so that I can record it. And so just be ready and make sure that you do ask your doctor, and if not, have the person behind the curtain record it, because you surprisingly can hear it pretty loudly from behind the curtain. Well, at least my husband was able to record that a couple of times. But definitely don't have regrets like me, because literally until 3 weeks later, until I was able to go back, I was literally like, oh my gosh, I didn't even get the heartbeat and I didn't record it, and it was the first heartbeat, and blah, 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 stuff like that, you know? And plus, my videographer didn't get it either, and he was supposed to be recording the whole thing. So, but yeah, don't forget to record your first heartbeat. Once that was all done, I got all dressed, you know, and what I did was actually go into this little room with like their little secretaries or something. I don't know what they are really. They're like secretaries, and they actually set up your next appointment, like, well, for me, at least, like a whole bunch of dates. So they gave me one paper where I needed to go in and do all the blood work. Like I said, like the doctor had actually asked me questions when I first went in. So it was like family history, do you have any diabetes in your family, any Down syndrome, anything going on that we should be concerned about, like heart disease. Apparently even wisdom teeth surgery counts if you've had any surgeries. And they just ask you so many questions. So when I went in, and so they scheduled me for diabetes, because I did tell them right away that a lot of my family has diabetes. My mom's side of the family has diabetes, and also my dad's side of the family. Also high cholesterol, and heart disease, and what else? Oh, asthma. We can have asthma. We have a bit of speech impediments going in my family. So a couple of my nieces and nephews, as well as some of my siblings, have had issues with speech. And so he was worried about that, because he wanted to make sure that all of my Down syndrome testing came out positive, as in a positive way, not positive. And so I got scheduled for everything right away. And for this, they gave me some paperwork, like 2 or 3 LabCorp forms. You get to choose whatever lab you go to. They just have the dates, and it said don't go a day before or day after, go on that date. And they just scheduled me right off the top. It was super easy, and I just had to choose the address closest to me, and that's what I did. So that was actually my experience. It's the first time in my OB, but I'm gonna let you guys in on a couple secrets and a couple things that I actually think you should do before going to your OB. And it's not kind of like you have to, but it's something that I would do, and that I actually do before every appointment or anytime I'm scheduled to go in, just because that's something that I personally find important to me. It's not, I know everyone's different, and that everyone finds everything to be a little bit different, and different as in what they prioritize as what they want to do. So first things first is that since you are pregnant, you do get very dehydrated, so you should be drinking a lot of water. And I do not think soda or juices are water, because personally to me they make me super thirsty, and at the same time your urine does not come out as clear as it's supposed to be. And if you guys follow the dehydration kind of guidelines, they kind of show that you're dehydrated when you drink those kinds of substances or liquids. So I try to drink more water than anything else. I do drink apple juice, But a lot of ice, guys, a lot of ice. I'm trying to excuse myself. Anyways, so why is this gonna help you? It's because when you do your urine sample, it might be different in like every clinic, but especially in my clinic, you kind of put your cup on a little line and they kind of test it, and you can see everyone else's. And I don't think it really matters, but as long as you're healthy and everything comes out great in your urine sample. But the color of your urine does determine, I would think, your dehydration level, as well as how well you're taking care of yourself in the sense of drinking water. So in that sense, because of the different colorations of the urine, you might be like, whoa, good. Like, you might even shock yourself and be like, you need to step it up and drink more, like a gallon of water, if you already feel like you're drinking a lot of water. But that's kind of something that I do. I drink a lot of water as it is, and I start to drink a lot more water when I'm going in. Another thing is, if you have an early appointment, I actually hold my urine from the morning.
And ladies, I did just want to actually add that this isn't like me holding in my urine all night. As you guys might know, when you're pregnant, you have to go constantly. So I do go throughout the night and even during the dawn. So literally this is like maybe the third time I had to use the restroom in the morning technically, but I would say I hold that last one for my doctor.
Because I go to the restroom and I run out the door and I go to my appointment and I can't go again. Actually, I do sometimes have to still go, but the thing is that you're technically supposed to get rid of the first part of the urine and then collect it in the cup, and then you finish in the toilet. So if you barely have to do anything, it's kind of, I would say, difficult to discard the first part of your urine, collect the middle part, and then finish in the toilet when you didn't even have to go. So for my early appointments, I do hold my urine, but I'm sure that'll change as I get further along in my pregnancy, because I won't be able to hold it for that long. Another thing is that when they do your blood pressure, just make sure you're not wearing a thick shirt, a thick jacket. I always do go in with little cardigans, but they're so thin that they don't mind at all. Another thing is, don't worry about the weight on the scale, because when you go in and you weigh yourself, honestly, I weigh myself with my shoes and everything, my sweaters. And the only thing I don't weigh myself is my bag. But usually, you know, when you go in for a physical, you take off your shoes, you leave your bag, you take off the earrings, you take off your watch, you're trying to take off your shit. No, but it doesn't matter, because honestly, the weight is so minimal, and especially when you're pregnant, well, I don't think it matters if you have your shoes on or not, you got your socks on, earrings or something, like, because it's all depending and it's all trying to calculate the health of your pregnancy and just healthy weight gain. So if we're honest with ourselves, then we're not going to take off our shoes and we're not going to care if we're gaining weight, because we should just be concerned about what our doctor says about our weight, and if we're healthy, we're healthy, and if we're not, then we need to also take that into consideration when the doctor lets us know that we're not gaining healthy weight. And so another thing that I would like to point out is that, like I said, I went in with my husband, and I literally feel so comfortable with him. He was so silly. He's kind of like, he was trying to navigate the recording because I was just so, I don't know what to do and I don't know what I'm doing. So I would recommend that you go in with someone that you feel completely comfortable, because as it is, it's going to be your first appointment. You're going to be nervous. You're not going to be completely 100%, and you want someone to be there to actually help you feel better, not have someone that's going to make it even worse. So I had my husband. He's always there. There was only one time he wasn't there. He stayed in the car, and then he like totally regretted it because he wasn't able to hear the heartbeat, and he didn't know that they were going to do the heartbeat again, which they do in every single appointment. He, well, at least for me, does use a Doppler to find the heartbeat. So find someone that's there and that's supportive and that you feel comfortable with, because those are moments that you want to actually remember and look back on, not try to forget. And so hopefully this helps you guys with your visit, and so that you can be more comfortable and be more sure what's actually going to happen, because in reality it's not something that is unbearable. There's just certain things that you have to go with, and I just literally go with the flow am going to the doctor and they know what they're doing, if everything feels comfortable and everything feels fine, then I'm totally good with that, because I feel like I don't want to make this a difficult experience for myself and for them. So as long as they're like, okay, they give me instructions and they're easy to follow and they make sense, I do it. Alright guys, so that was my first experience going into my first OB appointment for my pregnancy. And so I hope this was very helpful and that those tips were kind of insightful and kind of made you think about things that maybe you might have not thought about when you have to go, or you might have not seen on YouTube videos. Because I did watch a couple YouTube videos, I just kind of kept thinking, when am I watching this? I'm gonna go in and it's gonna happen, and either way. So I just kind of watched only a couple, and after that I was like, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But I hope you guys do watch this video and you guys do appreciate what I have to say. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I do have a couple more videos coming up about my baby and this pregnancy, and maybe we should get up with a couple more creative ideas. But if you guys have any ideas of anything else that you guys would like to see from me, go ahead and comment that down below. But in any case, go ahead and subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you guys can be updated for my upcoming videos. I do have my gender reveal coming up soon and a couple other fun things like that, especially with what's going on with all this quarantine. I hope to have you guys join me and we can stay sane together. Again, my name is Abigail. This is Agari and me, with me being Agari and you guys being the me part, just following along in my life and this journey. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.